Hello and welcome back to Pendor Rearmed, and we're here in Valonbray because that's where we left off. And I thought to myself, yeah, you know what, I actually remember that there is a chest available here, and I don't know why I didn't go here to begin with, to be honest, because this is going to provide us with well, it's not going to give us anything super amazing, but it is going to give us some pretty decent boosts for the start, because you can see here, yeah, sure, we got some bullets. You know what? I'm actually not... You know what? I'm going to leave these in here. Okay? I'm going to leave these in here just primarily because I don't think I'm going to be getting Donovan very soon at all. I could get him, but it's probably not going to happen just yet. Most of the time, what I really like to do very, very early on is literally just make sure that we have a decent economy first, and then start getting our companions fitted to our party and just trying to make sure that they are as good as possible for us. I mean, you can see here we already do have 2 companions, obviously, but they're free, right? You know, I don't really want to be spending a huge amount of cash on someone like Donovan or, you know, anyone else for that matter, just for the companion, you know? Because Donovan, yes, he has a good amount of trainer skill. That's obviously a great thing. Oh, there's some Red Brotherhood thieves. Yes, we must face them. Oh no, are you serious? Get out of here. Get out of here, Militia Patrol. I do not need your assistance, thank you very much. Oh no, are you serious? Ah no, there we go, there we go. Okay, that's good, that's good. Okay, keep going. Keep going. There we are. This is what we like to see. Yes, absolutely perfect. Alright, this is wonderful. Any single time we can get into a situation like this is great, because this fundamentally increases our overall combat strength. And once we have a really, really high combat strength, we are going to be able to head in against those Valonbray Raiders. And Valonbray Raiders have amazing loot, and I cannot wait for that. I literally cannot wait for that. So I'm going to be very, very excited if we can manage to do something here about that. I'd like to get you know what, I really would love to get a new horse, because as it stands right now, I mean, you can see how slow it is. You know, you can actually see it on screen right now. It's very, very harsh to utilize a lance when your when your horse is this slow. And I mean, that's the funny thing, the horse isn't actually terrible, right? You know, obviously it is. Well, it's a horse, right? It's a horse. It's better than being on foot, but it is definitely something that I would very much prefer to have be a little bit quicker for us, especially with the lancing and all that stuff. Okay, so we did actually get a relatively... Oh, hello, a rusty fighting pick. That is absolutely terrible, but I guess we're going to take it nevertheless. We got a refugee there as well. Actually, what do we want to do with this? Oh, no. Okay, I actually thought we'd need to let them go or something like that, but no, it's actually fine. Alright, so we're just going to level these guys up. As you can see, we're actually spending massive amounts of cash doing this in the process as well. It may be an idea for me to literally not do anything in that regard, as in literally do not upgrade anyone. Just don't upgrade anyone. That might be the case. As you can see, Leslie has basically no ability to pretty much use anything at all. We might not even be able to give her this. No, she can use that. That's obviously nice. Yeah, this is pretty bad, actually. It's pretty bad. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to do that, something like that. She has no weapons whatsoever, by the way, so yeah, we're going to have to do something about that relatively soon. And as you can see, look at this. Now we have the opportunity to go for more intelligence. So let's do that. Let's get 21 in intelligence already. Let's go for surgery. Yeah, well, I've got a load of skill points as well. We're going to go for pathfinding. We want pathfinding to be as fast as possible on the world map so that we can just escape from pretty much any situation that we so desire. Let's go and get some thrown weapons as well. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's absolutely going to be fine. All right. I have no idea actually where to get thrown weapons. I think Empire is where you get thrown weapons nowadays. It's not really... yeah, well, maybe Dashar as well. It's not really Fiat's vein for some reason. I think it's because they've actually transitioned into using crossbows a little bit more. And that's kind of startling, to be honest, because generally I would always consider Fiat's vein to be thrown weapon people, but as we've seen, you know, and as you could see here, if you go into the marketplace, most of the time you're going to be seeing bolts and arrows and stuff like that, which is kind of weird, right? Yeah, I feel like that's kind of weird. Anyway, we're just going to sell most of this stuff. Okay, I kind of want to sell the various loot. I kind of want to sell it, but, you know, I don't want to do it just yet. I don't want to do it just yet. There's a reason for that as well. We'll see what we can do about it in just a second. Let me see if I can find a... Yep, okay, nice. Gonna be... yeah, going to be buying the chipped military cleaver, and I'm probably going to buy this shield as well. This is primarily for Leslie, so she can potentially level up, because as it stands right now, she can't even use this. Are you serious? Wow, okay. I just spent that amount of money for nothing, basically. Okay, that's really, really harsh. She has such terrible stats early on. It's really, really hard to level her up. I think we're going to probably get her a crossbow. I think that's probably going to have to be what we do. Alright, so we actually got ourselves into a battle at Avendor against some hired assassins. Now, I'm not entirely sure if these guys are actually going to be giving us anything super amazing, but I thought to myself, well, they're seemingly quite... I think they might be quite tough, maybe? I'm actually not entirely sure. We are leveling up our polearm skill quite nicely, though. If I can just do a little bit of extra damage here. I actually forget that Warband has a slightly more muddier hitbox system. Oh, nice. Okay, there we go. We got some good damage right there. So it actually does make it a little bit more difficult to hit people in the head and stuff like that. I'm actually not even entirely sure whether that makes that much difference, but yeah, the hitboxes are a little bit more difficult to hit. So yeah, but kind of interesting actually that there's the hired assassin. Okay, I was actually kind of hoping I'd be able to eliminate him myself, because he's going to give us a pretty significant amount of experience. There it is. Okay, so this is exactly what I wanted. Generally, obviously, I wasn't really going for this specifically, but it was definitely something I was hoping for, and that is a sword that doesn't require, oh yeah, any strength requirement. Oh yes, that's fantastic. So we can now give Leslie the chipped sword, and we can give her a helmet as well, and that's a lot better than what she was using. We can give her this shield too. That is great. Okay. We also got another horse, so we're actually traveling really, really fast right here with these sumpter horses. I mean, we've got 5 of them, which is pretty terrible. I mean, I'm going to say it right now. Generally, I'd prefer not to have sumpter horses, and I'd prefer to have something else. Like, I'd prefer to have, you know, just some proper horses, really, because the difference between sumpter horses and regular horses is probably nothing. But I kind of would prefer, if at all possible, to have just, you know, fully fledged horses that can actually, you know, move around relatively easily, because I do feel as though maybe they're gonna maybe they'll give me a bit more speed, you know, a bit more speed on the world map, even though that is probably once again some superstition from my side, you know, a little bit of superstition there. And we're gonna get a little bit of extra cash there as well. Yeah, this is pretty terrible. Let's actually speak to the guildmaster, see if he actually has anything for us. Deliver some ale. That's actually not particularly bad. To Ravenstern in 7 days. Okay, sure. This is actually really easy, because Ravenstern is just over there. That is really, really easy for us. I've got to be a bit careful, though, because well, I'm not a part of any faction or anything like that, so it is going to make it very, very easy for us to just basically go anywhere we want, but we do have to be careful of the bandits. We have to be careful of the bandits. We have to be careful of the, well, we're going into the, yes, this area, Mist Mountain. Going to have to be careful of some of these parties. Hopefully they're not going to be, yeah, no, we are way faster than they are, so it's going to be extremely difficult for them to catch us. I think they probably could have attacked us, to be honest. But they have 3 Bear Claw Berserkers. I'd actually like to go in against these clan raiders right here, but they're currently being chased by Mr. Odovokar. So yeah, oh no, never mind. Okay, yeah, no, that's not going to happen, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to sort of pounce on them when they escaped, because I'm pretty sure they were going to escape. But yeah, obviously, unfortunately in this case, no, they're not going to happen. Okay, so there it is, another 650 dinars, which is actually really nice, to be honest, if you think about it. Yeah, no, Sift has nothing for us right there. Bounty Hunter, nothing for us either. Okay, let's speak to another guildmaster here. Let's see what we can do. Travelers, we would like to... Okay, that is the funniest quest. That is the funniest quest I think I've ever gotten anywhere. And that is a random guildmaster asking a random person, a random traveler that has just come into the town, I would like you to track down Wolfbode the Slayer, unique spawn, who has probably almost, 700 people, 600 people, or something like that. Maybe he has even more at this point. I'm going to say no, because let's face it, that's not really going to work too well. Alright, so we got another battle right here, and these guys are brigands, right? These guys are just random brigands that I came across. I was kind of hoping... Yep, there we go. These guys are obviously not going to be exceptional, so, you know, they're going to be pretty easy for us to deal with. And this is all once again... Oh, nice damage. Oh, yeah, by the way, someone actually did mention in the comments that my my statement previously, which obviously was the case in the normal version of Pendor, is actually no longer the case in Rearmed. And that is the fact that the loot, right? The loot scales with what kind of enemy you fight and eliminate in the beginning of the fight, right? So in other words, if I were to eliminate one of these Blackheart Squires in the regular version of Pendor, we would be getting better loot, or we'd be getting some loot from their loot table instead of loot from the other units. However, in Rearmed, that is different. That is no longer the case. So basically, you can just eliminate anyone you want at any time, and you'll probably have relatively similar loot no matter what. So that's actually pretty nice. That means that we don't have to be super under pressure to do anything in that regard. And as you can see, look at this, look at that. We actually did get our hands on a lance, a proper lance. We also have a hunting crossbow right here with some bent basic bolts, which might actually make sense. Say that 3 times fast as well. It's probably pretty easy actually, but yeah, anyway, let's go for the warden. Town militia, bounty hunters. Should we take some bounty hunters? I'm not a big fan. Ranger. We could take this as well, but the weekly cost is going to be pretty insane. Not a big fan of that, to be honest, but, well, what can you do? As you can see, a bunch of Ravenstern were attempting to attack those guys, and I was very much wanting to get there before them. Okay, so we'll give Leslie the crossbow. Hopefully she's going to do a relatively good job with that. She is wearing some pretty decent armor as well, hilariously enough, so should be pretty fine. Now, let's take a look at her stats. Obviously, she has... Yeah, she's got trade skill. So this is also a good reason to take Leslie sometimes, just purely because the trade skill... This is 25% reduction in your trade penalty, right? So I personally feel like, because she's free, why would you not? You know, why would you not get her into your party? Unless, obviously, she has a problem with one of your other companions. But again, she is indeed free. So it is quite easy for us to make that work. What we're going to do is we're going to be making her into just a random character that can just do good damage, and that's pretty much it. That's all I really want her to do. I think I'll just level up her one-handed skill. And we do want to level up her strength, of course. We want to level up her strength as much as possible. And we are actually not going to be... I'm not going to upgrade anyone. I'm not going to upgrade anyone. Usually I would, but I'm not going to do that this time because I kind of want to make sure that we have the ability to get another enterprise as soon as possible. And here's Adonia, Brother Randolph. That's not the guy I want, you imbecile. Why is Phineas not here? Yes, what else do you offer? Yes, he offers that for the mines, of course. Okay, yeah, so unfortunately, there's Julia as well, and we have a load of other companions, actually. Yeah, I still need to work out what I'm actually going to be doing, by the way, in regards to what kind of companions I'm going to take. But, yeah, I'm not in too much of a hurry to do that, to be honest. Let's actually... Wait a minute, I need to go into the streets. This is why I came here, to be honest. Yeah, we're going to go along here. I'm thinking that because the traveler told me about, you know, the chest in Rane, that it's going to have some... Yeah, as you can see, it has mass... What? They literally gave us so much loot. What is this? This is insanity. Okay, this is actually kind of crazy. I guess I will take all of it. Should I take the Qualis gem? You know what? I'm going to take the Qualis gem this time because I think Phineas is probably going to be available. And I don't really want the Qualis gem to get messed up. I don't think it does, but I'm a little bit worried that if I get more rumors, you know, and it says, oh, the chest in Rane has just become filled with additional things and all that stuff, that the Qualis gem will eventually... Yeah, maybe get deleted or something like that. I highly doubt that's going to happen, obviously, but I'm just being careful, you know? because these kinds of things happen, and I really want to try to prevent that from happening to me, potentially. So, we'll see. This Kasim, no. So, Alistair, Lethal Duran. I'd like to get Lethal Duran, to be honest. I mean, that would be the best, but... Yeah, what news do? Can you share of your travels? Yes, obviously, we've already spoken to him relatively recently, so of course he's not going to do it again. Kind of unfortunate. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we can actually sell some of our things now. So technically, I should probably use this shield. It's got a resistance of 17, which is kind of nice. And we are going to sell a couple of various pieces of loot, as you can see right here. Look at this, 3,900, 5,200 already. And we still have 2 various pieces of loot still remaining. We're going to sell some of the other stuff that we have available here too. I think I'm going to keep the Strong Nomad bow, just in case we have a companion that wants to use archery. And there you go, 5,500. That is actually pretty insane. I'm not entirely sure why they had so much various loot in the chest, because I've never seen that. We got 1 rumor, right? We got 1 rumor, and it cost me 200 dinars, right? 200 dinars for that, and we were paid. We just got absolutely paid, which is pretty crazy. I did not expect that one bit. I thought to myself, yeah, we're probably going to get, you know, 1 or maybe 2 various loot, and that's it. But no, we actually gained such a significant amount that we now have enough to buy... what is it? Well, we can buy one enterprise, and then maybe we could buy something a little bit more. We might be able to get another one at some point in the future. Okay, I've got to be careful here because obviously Noldor are in and around this area. As you can see, Duke Alamar is actually attacking them. I would like to go in and actually fight that. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, are you serious? Are these? Oh no. These are not actually. Maybe they're not that difficult. Oh dearie me. All right. Hello, friends. Let's do this. Okay. No, they're actually going to be providing me some kind of issue, aren't they? Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Oh, maybe it's actually going to work. Friends, come over here. Kill me. Come on. Why is he running? Of course he is. I'm going to try and eliminate that guy if I can. Nope. No such luck. No such luck. Okay. We'll just try and do as much damage as possible here. Try and outrange him as best as I can. Unfortunately... Oh, dear. No, see, now this is exactly the reason. This is exactly the reason why you want to be super, super careful with these guys. Oh, if I get killed by random bandits, I'm going to be so annoyed right here. But I think that's probably going to happen. Yeah. My proficiency and my weapon are so terrible. 271. Oh, well. I guess that's actually not even terrible, is it? I actually think that's not even super, super bad. You know what I'd love to do, though? I would love to go in here and actually do an auto-resolve against these Noldor. I would love to be able to do that, actually. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, let's do it. Duke Alamar. Let's go in here. We're going to go and... move in to help Duke Alamar, and we're going to be doing an auto-resolve. And how are we doing? Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we're okay. Or not? Okay. Okay. That is hilarious. I'm actually really surprised that the auto-resolve went that badly. I thought that we were going to have a pretty easy time there, but no, apparently not. Okay, so we have quick farmer. Oh yes, nice. Okay, we got a traveler here as well. This is absolutely perfect. So I'm looking for Phineas. Where is he? He's currently at Senderfall. Yes, he's currently at Senderfall. Isn't that? That's such a classic. That's such a classic thing. Okay. Show me to the patient. What? You work several hours tending to your patient. 288 dinars. Oh, okay. Well, thanks very much. That's actually pretty nice. Yeah, but it's actually quite funny because I would love to have gone in here. We would have gained so many really, really nice troops, but it's just not going to happen. That is just insanely difficult for us for some reason. But yeah, I just really wanted to make sure that we didn't end up losing our Qualis gem, because if I were defeated now, it is a pretty high chance that would happen. I'm not sure why I'm not using this military cleaver, by the way. I probably should have been using that the entire time, but there you go. All right, well, we're going to use it now. And I'm going to get some grain, some cabbage, just in case. Do I want to get rid of this bow, actually? I might want to get rid of it, actually, to be honest. I don't know. Okay, let's go into the horse. Let's see. I'd like to get a step horse maybe. 41, 37, 45. Oh, that looks great, but unfortunately very expensive. Probably not going to be particularly useful. Okay, so we need to go to Senderfall. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait here for a little bit of time so that the Noldor... Oh, wow, that guy is literally... He has a death wish. Lord Eric has a death wish, apparently. Oh, they're actually... Ooh, they're getting a little bit low. Let's see if Lord Eric fails. No, he's going to fail. Yeah, he's going to fail. There's no way I'm going to be able to do anything. I'm sorry. There is just no way. It's not going to happen. It's one of those situations where you just kind of have to stay out of it. It's too dangerous for us to do that. I'm going to level up my shield skill, and we're going to be getting another point in... I'm thinking probably inventory management. I know that sounds really, really weird, considering we're not really hurting for inventory space or anything like that, but I'm kind of wanting to make sure that if we do come across a situation where I need a massive amount of loot, then we're going to have the space needed. Alright, so I have now arrived in Yavixholm once again, and what we're going to do is, because we have enough money, I'm literally just going to be investing in another ironworks. This is, in my opinion, the cheapest that we can do for the greatest possible gain. There are enterprises that will give you more. I did already, by the way, well, actually, I went over to Ethos because I actually remembered that an oil press is really, really good there. So I basically I stopped off there very, very quickly, and then I came over to Yavixholm. And so basically now we have 3 enterprises, right? So we have 3 enterprises, and now these things are going to be providing us with a significant amount of cash. So if we take a look at our weekly budget, right? Well, no, never mind. Okay, apparently that's not going to be showing yet. Once they are up and running, we should be able to see how much cash they're actually making us. Technically, with the oil press, it did say that I was going to be making about 1,400 to 1,600 around there. And very much hoping that that is going to actually be the case, rather than something that we just go like, ah, yes, we would love to see that, but actually it's not happening, and they're only going to give us like 500 or something. But no, I think it's probably going to be pretty nice. What I would also love to do, if at all possible, is I would like to go to Avendor and see if I can maybe pick up... Yeah, iron is relatively cheap here, but unfortunately not really cheap enough, in my opinion. It's not really cheap enough. I'm going to sell the bow now, in my opinion. Let's just sell that for a little bit of extra cash here. I'm, of course, checking the taverns every single time I go in, and I'm trying to make sure that I always ask for rumors, just in case there is a possibility of us getting the map and or the ability to, you know, refresh the chests. That's the idea. Anyway, let's take a look and actually see how much Donovan is even going to be. What was that? 9,000? 3,000? I actually don't know, but it was something thousand, and I don't have any thousands, so I have no thousands actually. I have 0 thousands. That's pretty terrible, isn't it? Yes, the Fierdsvain have declared war against the Dashar. Interesting. Okay, kind of far away to do that, to be honest. Oh. Wait a minute, Snow Wolf Clan Warriors. I'm actually wondering whether we should try and fight those. I kind of want to, but I kind of also don't want to, because they're probably going to murder us. What do you think? I mean, we've got a bunch of random recruits here now, so that's not going to be particularly useful. What do you think? Let's see. Are they actually running from me? So they personally believe that they are going to lose. So I guess I'll try it. I'm not a big fan of this, to be honest, because Bear Claw Berserkers... they can do so much damage. They're actually kind of insane, to be honest. Like, if you see them in action, going up against a handful of regular troops, they are actually very, very dangerous. There is a renown value for 5. Okay, renown value of 5. Not bad. Yeah, okay. Let's actually just tell our people to charge in here. This is a terrible, terrible thing for me. This is a terrible battlefield. Nice damage. Ooh, nice damage against that Bear Claw Berserker. That's actually pretty nice. The more damage that I can do against the Bear Claw Berserker, the easier it's going to be for our forces. I don't know why my forces are running all the way around after those random enemies, but yeah, I was kind of hoping that they'd all fight together. Oh, well, never mind. You know, it happens. Nice. Okay, get some more damage. Get some more damage. I don't really care, as I say, if I... If I get kills or not, it doesn't really matter right now. Generally, I do feel like it is going to be useful if I do, but it's not going to be something that I'm going to kill myself over. I'm just going to be like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's okay. I don't mind. All I really care about is winning the battle. That's it. I just want to win the battle. So if that means me doing some damage to a particular enemy and then that enemy gets killed by something else, then that's just how it's going to have to be. Oh, very nice. Okay, so we've got a new sword there. That is actually kind of terrible for me personally. I don't really care about it that much. Basically has less stats than my current weapon. And, oh, throwing weapon. Nice. Oh, look at that. We actually got some throwing weapons. Okay, that's pretty cool. But yeah, what we're going to do with this particular sword is we're actually going to sell it because this is a fine sword, right? And fine swords, they sell for more because they have the prefix of fine. So that's what we're going to do, yes. And we can get some heretic minions. I do actually like the heretic minions quite a great deal. We could actually capture a couple of enemies while we're at it. And there we go. We got 300 dinars for actually winning the fight too. That's not bad. I mean, considering I am actually, you know, hurting a little bit for money at this point. So it would be kind of nice to get some. And then, of course, we have the heavy, long, spiked club. Now, this is actually a weapon that I personally think is very, very underrated. I think it's probably going to be really, really good. Unfortunately, it has a very, very low attack value. That's the only thing that's really going to be making a massive difference to its overall effectiveness. Whereas, obviously, you could just use the sledgehammer instead. Obviously, this is a rusty one. And if you do want to use something on horseback, because obviously the heavy long spiked club doesn't work on horseback, but I'm talking mostly about blunt damage here. These are all blunt damage weapons, and because blunt damage is insanely good against pretty much anything heavily armored, which a lot of the higher tier units in Pendor are, then yeah, you probably want to consider it. Anyway, we're just going to sell a couple of things here. Going to keep that shield just in case, and we got some iron here as well. And oh, this iron's all really cheap. That's hilarious. Okay, I'm just going to buy a little bit of it here, because what I want to do is I want to actually put it in the ironworks. Not sure if it's even going to... It's probably going to, you know, use it anyway, but I'm just going to make sure that it has this available. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, I like to keep all the goods in the warehouse. No, that's fine. Let's go over the accounts. Okay, so we're making 704 dinars a week. We have no raw materials in the inventory. Assuming that we have no raw materials. Okay. Yeah, well, that's fine. That is actually okay. Let's go into the tavern here. Okay, who do we have? Sigismund as a farmer. Yeah, I do need to speak to that farmer in just a second. Let's do it. Hello there, sir. I am going to be helping the village of Shepesht. Yeah, so I did actually come over here. Wait a minute. I did actually come here to go and see if Phineas was available, but as luck would have it, I'm pretty sure he is no longer present. And that's because he's an idiot. Yes, that's because he's an idiot who likes to go everywhere. Yeah, unfortunately, he is no longer here, so we will have to try and find him. I'm assuming he's gone to Ravenstern. That is just like him. You know, he's one of those, he's one of those where he basically just goes, the player is looking for me in that place. Perfect. I will go just before they arrive. Yes, I'll switch towns and go just before they arrive, and I'll go into the next town over, and then I'll travel across the entirety of the map. That sounds about right for him, doesn't it? Yes. Anyway, this is obviously the cleaver. As you can see, the cleaver does massive damage, and we love it. Probably one of my favorite weapons in the game. I know, it seems like such a stupid weapon, but it's actually really good. It's actually really effective for a cutting weapon. Obviously, a cutting weapon is going to do relatively good damage against lightly armored targets, which these are, of course. And yeah, we do have the rogue Blackheart Knight here as well, and this guy is going to do massive damage. It's going to do massive damage against all these enemies, because they're all lightly armored, of course. You know, the rogue Blackheart Knight just has free reign to basically just murder all of us, with the exception of our higher tier Fierdsvane units, of course. Let's just see if we can maybe kill him ourselves. I'd like to get the killing blow. No, never mind. Oh well, never mind. That is actually a little bit of an unfortunate thing about Warband, of course. You do not get the experience if you don't land the killing blow, but that's okay. I mean, we don't really need to worry about it. As I said, we are going to be getting a lot of experience as time goes on, especially when we get, or should we say when we start getting into higher level battles. That's really going to make a big difference. Okay, I'm going to try and go for a nice little couch lance here. Nice, 65 damage. That was very good. Nice, finish him off, and there you go. Look at that experience. Nice. Got to level 11 from that kill. I am very pleased. And there we go. We also got 7 renown for that. Pretty good. We're going to just increase the relation with our, you know, with the village here. And yeah, we also obviously completed that quest. Anson leveled up too, so that's great. Let's get him his skill. Yeah, there we go. 12 in strength. Let's get him some more power strike. As I say, he's probably just going to end up being some kind of heavy cavalry guy or whatever. It does seem like the best course of action for him. Unfortunately, I don't have enough cash to be able to level these fellows up, so we will make our way over to Ravenstern. I'll probably be doing some more Guildmaster quests as we go as well. It's probably going to be the best course of action if we can get something that is going to be somewhat decent, because as it stands, you know how it is. Yes, sometimes you just get something that's going to be completely useless. Okay, we have 2 people here that we can ask about. Ah, hello. Oh, that is actually perfect. That is so insane for the early game. Oh. Okay, I would part with 200 dinars for that. There we go. Thank you very much. And I think I don't have any more money. Yeah, I have literally no money. That is kind of bad, isn't it? Yeah, that is kind of bad. I do not have any money whatsoever. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wait here for some time. I only have... Wait a minute. How much cash do I have? I have another... Oh, no. I only have another 12 dinars for one more day. Oh, this is pretty bad. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I'm not sure when my other... Yeah. I'm gonna have to go into the arena. Oh no, I can't do that yet. Okay, I can't do that yet. Wait a minute. Let me just wait here then. I'll just wait outside. Wow, this is some bad news, isn't it? This is some bad news. Okay, well, it's actually not even it's not even terribly bad. I mean, we're gonna be fine. It's just a case of me. Can I get in here without this guy actually joining me? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna just I'm gonna order my troops to attack without me. Just go for the nice little auto resolve there. Yep, that's absolutely fine. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, this is what? This is actually great. Wow, they actually did a really good job. So much so that we now have some pretty amazing stuff. Yeah, we did get some sturdy gloves, which I have to admit are good, but they're much better to sell, in my opinion. They're only going to give me +1 to our protection, so I don't really care about that too much. Whereas I do care about the money that they're going to be giving us. As you can see, they're going to get me 229. I could sell my leather gloves for 135, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I don't really care about it that much. And we're just going to sell all of this. There we go. So now we have 540. That's a lot better. That's much better. Thank you very much. So that means that I might be able to get something from... Oh, hello.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay, this is actually quite nice. This is pretty good. Some sort of animal, clearly. I will murder you, sir. You will not be able to defeat me like those other bandits in the alleyway. Or maybe you will, because apparently you are surviving, surprisingly. Yes. I am, as I said before, I am actually very rusty when it comes to fighting in this game. For some reason, but yes, there we are. A young wolf warrior. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Let's sell all of my prisoners for 382. That's pretty nice. Let's see about rumors. No, that's absolutely fine too. All right, so let's speak to Jaren once again, because I'd like to see where Phineas is. Where is that idiot? See, yeah, there you go. He's in Janos. Of course he is, yeah. Isn't that great? Okay, we got a cavalry club here as well, if we wanted to use that. That's 25 blunt damage. Obviously very good for taking prisoners and things like that, but I'm still going to sell it. That is not really something that I'm, you know, terribly looking for here. So Janos is all the way down here. And you can best bet, I am almost 100% on this. If I were to go down there right now, as soon as I arrive close by, he's going to move. That's what he does. That's what he does every single time. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know what his problem is, but He's always like that, isn't he? Yeah, he's always like that. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to go into Rane here and literally just go to the chest. And this is actually quite funny because this is a very... Wow, okay, this is actually kind of crazy. Wow. I have never, ever seen such good loot from the rumors. From these travelers and in the chests and things like that. I have never seen such good stuff coming from the chest. Look at this. We literally just gained something like this, which is reinforced, by the way. This is a piece of reinforced gear. You know what reinforced means? That means that it provides a significant amount more. I'm not sure if it's 10-20% extra pricing on the actual piece. I don't remember the calculations right now, but generally every single time you have a positive prefix, it affects the price in some meaningful way. Same thing with thick, the thick prefix as well, just like our head. Yes, very good. Okay, so actually, let me just take a quick look here. Let's see how much it actually does sell for. Yeah, it sells for 3,400. So if I didn't need this, which I obviously do, as you can see, this is what I was wearing beforehand. But if I didn't need this, I could sell it for 3,400. Same thing with the helmet that I could sell for 850, which would be pretty useful, I guess, right? It would be pretty useful. But yeah, we're just going to sell all of the various loot, most of it that we can. We now have 4,000 dinars, which is even better. Now I can actually start leveling up my people again, and I'm going to be giving Anson my old gear. He's probably the guy that can wear it more effectively than Leslie can, at least. And do we want to give him a shield? I don't think he has 3 in shield, does he? No, I don't think so. So that is obviously fine. And we did level up as well. We leveled up twice. So let's get some more intelligence here. Let's go for some more surgery. What do I want to go for? Yeah, more pathfinding, I suppose. More first aid. Do I want to go for that? Yeah, I guess so. There isn't really much else I want to go for. I mean, yeah, tactics is obviously going to be extremely, extremely important later on down the line, but we don't really need that right now, so I will go for wound treatment and first aid, and then we'll just go for some more throwing skill. Hilariously enough, I do have some Jareds that I will be able to use, so yeah, I will travel down to Janos, just because I want to see whether he actually is going to be a bit of a... Yes, bit of a... you know. Okay, so I actually got into a battle against some Mist Mountain bandits. I saw these guys and I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's go in. Let's try and... wow, that was some big damage. Let's try to go in and actually deal some damage here. Oh, wow, this is terrible. Okay, yeah, I'm actually going to need to get used to using thrown weapons, because the funny thing is, I don't know if you know this about me, but because I'm such a huge fan of thrown weapons in Bannerlord, I literally thought, let's do it in this playthrough in Warband. I'm not good with them in Warband. I'm actually alright with them in Bannerlord. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. But for some reason, I suck super badly with them in Warband. So I'm kind of hoping that in this playthrough, I can potentially, you know, create a situation for myself that we can do slightly better. Let's just say that. And look at this. Look at what I'm gaining right here. Look at that. A very, very nice piece of chest armor. And what I'm actually going to do... let's just take all of this. Barely any really, really good stuff. Just that stuff only. Let's go to Anson here. Give him this. There we go. Yes. Look at him. Now he's looking... Wow, he's actually looking really stylish. Look at that. He's looking very slick right now. Okay. Yeah, he's just using a regular sword. Yeah, I'd like to get him a better weapon, if at all possible as well. Let's actually just see. Wait a minute. He's using a courser, isn't he? You know what? I'm literally going to steal his horse. I'm so sorry, sir. Yes. I don't really care that much, but yes. I need it more than he does, I think. So, yeah, we're just going to give Leslie his old stuff. And she can use this sword. There we have it. And she's already using a relatively decent shield. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. All right. Yeah, great. We got some nice upgrades there. All right. So I thought I might just show you how much we're actually making. Obviously, this is from the fact that the Ironworks was provided with raw materials. So they didn't actually have to purchase raw materials this week. And that's the reason why they are giving us almost 1,400. As you can see from the oil press, however, at Ethos, this is giving us almost 1,300, which is extremely, extremely nice. And we now have a net profit of almost 2,000, which is really, really good. And we are now at Janos. Yes, we are now at Janos. So let's actually have a look and actually see whether Mr. Yes, never mind. He is clearly not here. Some sort of animal, clearly. I will murder you, sir, because you give me good experience when I kill you. There we go. Yes, he's going to be very annoying to deal with. Yes, there we are. Thank you very much. Okay, great. We got some. We get some relation as well, and we get a little bit of dinars too. So that's just not too bad. Okay, so I'm just going to be speaking to her. Yeah, she doesn't give us anything at all, unfortunately. And yeah, I'm going to have to find another traveler. Yes. Oh, dearie me. I wonder where he's gone. Where do you think? I'm betting on Ravenstern or Senderfall or somewhere very far. Yes, tell me where Phineas is. He's currently at Torbah. Aha! He's currently at Torbah. Okay, I will make my way over there very, very quickly. Brother Randolph is obviously over there as well. But, yeah. I'm currently at Ethos, by the way. Ooh, what is this? Look at what we have right here. I'm pretty sure this is a Noldor, as you can see. This guy says, he is fairly dangerous, I must warn you. He is an elf, you see, and they can be unpredictable. We have a deal. He gets half of the gold that I sell him for as long as he is able to fight. He is some kind of tracker, I think. Alright, let's get him. I think that's a Noldor. I think that is a Noldor that we're getting right there. And, yeah, we do have a bunch of other people here. Okay, so that's obviously fine. We are now at Ishkomen. And I would very much like to sell first, because I haven't actually done that. And we're in another battle against some Red Brotherhood fellows. And, oh, nice. Wow, he took that in the face. Wow, that was really nice. He took our long, hard rod in the face. He hates that, doesn't he? Actually, no. He might appreciate it. I don't know. Anyway, the fact is, we are very close to Torbah now. I'm very much hoping that we're going to be able to find Phineas. Once we find Phineas, we're going to be, well, I wouldn't say we're going to be really amazing or anything like that. Yeah, by the way, that was a Noldor Ranger that we just gained. That was literally a Noldor Ranger that we gained from one of those ransom brokers. That's the reason why I generally tend to talk to these guys almost every single time I see them. Just because sometimes they will give you some pretty cool offerings. They might give you some Omen Seekers. They might give you other relatively high tier troops. And in the rarest of cases, they will probably give you some Noldor, which I've never seen, actually. I've never seen that. That has never happened to me before, so I'm very, very pleased about it. Otherwise, take this, take that, there we go. And then we'll move on, and we will go to Torbah. It's relatively close by, as you can see right here, so let's actually make our way over. Let's see if we can maybe get there without being attacked. There are some relatively large... Yeah, as you can see, there's an Inquisition Holy Army there as well. Thankfully, they're not actually attacking us, so we shouldn't have to worry about them too much. Is Phineas here? That is him. Yes, we finally made it. Okay, we finally caught up to him. What an imbecile he is. All right. Hello there, Phineas. Okay, so what do you have? He has just some random books and stuff like that. Obviously, he has the book that increases Noldor relations and so on and so forth, but obviously we don't need to worry about that just yet. But he does have this, the potions, and this is the reason why we wanted to find him. So, we're going to be drinking the elixir of Archon. As you can see here, the elixir of Archon will enhance your combat proficiency as well as increase your strength, agility, and charisma. That's the reason why I have been increasing my intelligence. Because if you drink the potions, if you drink these potions specifically, you will be able to increase your strength, agility, and stamina without any cost to your stats. So, yeah, that's the reason why I've been doing that. Anyway, we're going to drink the elixir straight away. There you go. Wonderful. That is great. Okay, so we now have a very significant amount of stat increases right here. So we now have 12 strength, 14 agility, 9 charisma, and look at our weapon proficiencies as well. They've all gone massively skyrocketing up, and it's going to get even better as time goes on, because what's going to happen now is that now that we've reached 12 strength, we now have the ability to get the next point in Iron Flesh, Power Strike, Power Throw. We can even get, well, more things in other stuff very soon with agility as well, once we get another Qualis gem, and that is going to require us to find the Red Brotherhood hideout map. Yes, the map is going to be very important. But you'll be pleased to know that I did actually ask another traveler, and they told me that Valonbray's chest and actually I think it was only Valonbray's chest. Actually, I don't think Rane was refreshed yet, but generally they told me that Valonbray's chest has been. Whoa. Oh, okay. They told me that Valonbray's chest has been filled with some random stuff. So, yeah, we're actually going to be going over there in just a second and actually seeing what's up. Oh, am I going to die? Well, maybe. I think we'll probably be okay. Because, well, they are Singalians. They're actually pretty dangerous early on. And they can be very dangerous, well, at pretty much any time, because they do have lances and things like that. So they can inflict a lot of damage if they're lucky to do so. But they do seem a little bit weird right now. Not too sure why they're not being hyper aggressive with. Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, she's going to be really good with her lance, with her bow. I'm going to just switch over to this. I don't have any horse archer. Well, yes, I don't have any horse archery, so that's probably the reason why we're having some issues with the accuracy of our thrown weapons and stuff like that. But I'm going to assume that the thrown weapons are actually going to be really, really nice later down the line. And look at that, we actually got a nice little horse right there. Not too bad. Okay, I like that. Oh, the Shah Lady in Waiting. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm actually not even going to take any of these guys, to be honest. These are way too expensive, in my opinion. All things, all intents and purposes, what I should really do is get rid of these rangers right now. And I think I am actually going to do that. They are extremely expensive. As you can see here, 76 dinars weekly wage. In comparison, a Noldor ranger, who is insanely good, mind you. This is probably one of the best, if not the best, foot troop in the entire game, with the exception of obviously custom knighthood order units, and obviously if you think about the Twilight Knights, yeah, Twilight Knights and Noldor Maiden Rangers and stuff like that, but they're not really foot troops because they are actually mounted. But anyway, the point is, Noldor Rangers are fantastic, and they're probably in the top 5, top 3 probably of best units in the game. And they only cost 119 in comparison to the Rangers that cost 76. So you understand what I mean. Anyway, we're going to just level up these guys and then we'll move on. And there we have it. Okay, very nice. Oh, I actually leveled up. Okay, great. Let's get another point in intelligence right here. And now we can get another point in power strike and iron flesh. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I don't really think that we really need anything else. I don't really think I need wound treatment at the moment. So I think we can probably leave it. I could go for more leadership though. Yes, we will go for one more point in leadership, one more point in power strike. I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. And we are going to go for some more throwing weapon proficiency, even though I am not convinced. I'm so, it's actually so hilarious. Every single time I decide to, I think to myself, you know what? I'm going to decide to actually spec into thrown weapons with this character. Every single time I do that, I always regret it. I always regret it. A very small amount, just because it is so... I don't know. It feels difficult to use in Warband. I don't know. Is that just me? Anyway, let's be a bit careful. Don't really want to fight that. Thank you very much. There's a peace agreement coming in, and we are just going to go over to Valonbray and check out the streets, because no doubt we are going to be getting some really, really nice things. And hopefully... I'm actually not entirely sure if it's going to be kind of the same as what you would see in Rane. Maybe the Rane rumor is slightly more valuable. But they are basically the same cost, so I don't think we should really worry about it too much. But yeah, if you don't know where the chest is, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you haven't played Pendor ever before, well, here it is. Because obviously I basically just appeared here at the time, so you didn't know where I came from or where I went or whatever. But if you explore a little bit, you would find it. And otherwise, we are going to see it right there. There it is. It is on the deck. Yes, it's on the deck of this wonderful, wonderful ship that looks just very, very nice. Oh, hello. Okay, actually a pretty nice piece of gear right there. Pretty nice chest piece and 2 pieces of various loot. Wow, how can I... Wow, I'm actually feeling pretty good about what we've got going on here. Look at this. 3,900 that we're getting from this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go immediately and speak to this guy. Hello there, sir. I'm going to be... What should I get? I kind of want to get oil press. Yeah, oil press is looking pretty good at the moment, I think. That's 6,000 oil press. Yeah, no, we'll go for the oil press. That sounds pretty nice. There we go. So we now have an oil press in Valonbray, and I still have 5,200. And I also now have a chest piece. And this chest piece is probably going to be equipped on Anson here. Even though he looks very, very stylish the way he is right now, this is much better for him. So we'll do that. Fine Iron Sword, let's give him that as well. And Leslie, I think, doesn't have enough strength to be able to use this. No, she doesn't, as you can see right there. So that is unfortunate. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.